Hey there and welcome back to my channel, Blue Nose Trading. My name is Tori Solis and today I'm going to be sharing a time lapse of sculpting and glazing a desert worm dragon onto a wheel-thrown pot. I don't always sketch out ideas, but for this one I did. I got the idea while I was working at my desk and I sketched it out to work on later, and later is now. The base for this sculpture is a pot that I threw on the wheel. It's a planter pot with my preferred arrangement of drainage holes. The entire piece is made from Trinity Spectacular clay, which is one of my personal favorite clays to work with. I'm hoping for a warm desert sand effect in this piece. Several other sandworms have influenced and inspired my work here, most notably the sandworm from Saturn in Beetlejuice and the crate dragon from The Mandalorian in Star Wars. This is not either of those creatures specifically. However, I like the concept of a worm-like dragon that lives a life within the dunes. I would presume him to be an ambush predator waiting just beneath the sand for his prey. I imagine that this dragon could sense movements in the sand for a wide distance. I'm not exactly sure what he eats. Probably people, if people are around in his world messing around in the dunes. Or maybe some yet undiscovered creatures that exist within his imagined ecological reality inside my head. There's so many possibilities. I think for now I'll just enjoy the mystery. I'm planning to leave the outside of the pot unglazed to look like sand. The dragon is going to be placed on the pot to look as if he's diving in and out of the sand. I'm going to use 3 points because the number 3 is art magic. I don't make the rules. Heck, I don't always acknowledge or follow the rules either. It's a case-by-case decision really, but it suits me here. His body is round but plated. I imagine that this dragon can control and manipulate the plates on his body. This dragon must be really strong for moving itself through the sand all the time. I don't know if you've ever tried to run on sand, but it adds a +1 difficulty rating to your running. I envision this being a really great pot for something arid and potentially prickly. Maybe a cactus or a Brazilian rain tree. There are many kinds of deserts and dunes, so I think that opens up interpretation and planting as well. Then there's also the idea of creating new realities, in which case you can plant whatever you darn like into it. I really like the idea of story around a composition. That story can of course be a non-fiction, but it could also be a fantasy or a sci-fi or any number of different genres. If you have a story to tell with plants and ceramics, please tell it. I would love to hear it. For glazing, I'll be giving the edges of his plates a coat of waxwing brown. The rest of the dragon will be covered in a floating rutile. The rest of the pot's going to be left unglazed for a desert sand effect. His final firing will take him up to cone 6, or about 2,200 degrees Fahrenheit. Looking at him compared to my vision, I give him a B+. The glaze made him feel a little bit puffy, and I think a thinner application would have been better. He lost a lot of the sharp features that I liked, and I don't love that so much. The coloring is great, only the texture had room for improvement in my eyes. This dragon is going to be listed on my October 1st shop update, as long as no one on Patreon claimed him before then. This is 2023, just in case you're from the future, so who knows what's going on in my shop at this exact moment if you're a future person. But hey, if you want to know, you can always check it out at bluenosetrading.com. Selling my work is my favorite way to continue existing, so a special thank you to everyone who supports my existence by buying my pots. If you want to help support my channel and existence, but you cannot possibly fit a single additional piece of pottery into your life, consider becoming a patron of my work at patreon.com/bluenosetrading. Patrons get early access to all of my videos and access to my latest work before the scheduled public shop updates. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. For a weekly art video and daily art shorts, be sure to subscribe to my channel, Blue Nose Trading. Remember that you have great ideas worth exploring, drink lots of water, and I will see you next week.